Well, crypto markets have seen a lot of volatility today. A lot. Big news. Big Bank of Japan news. Big inflation news. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. The charts have been absolutely nuts. Trying to trade this market this week's just been... All you had to do was perfectly time the pump and then get out and short it, and then it's been nuts. The charts have just been like this all week long as the market just refuses to decide what to do. Well, stocks, of course, are continuing to do pretty good. Well, metals continue to do really well. Crypto is having a existential crisis right now. So we got that to talk about. We've got the crypto charts, the Bitcoin charts, Ethereum, Solana. We got some stocks at the latest. Rocket Labs, Tesla, a lot of good stuff to talk about today. We're going to get into it. Let's go. So this is what you're trading this week, guys. What a pile of crap in the charts. We just get these pumps, and then the second we start moving up, down we go every time. The relentless selling from big players, just it's nonstop. It's been pretty funny, actually, watching the charts play out this week. Okay, we got two big news stories. We've got inflation, got the Bank of Japan, okay? Inflation, could be easy later to break it down for us. Core CPI in the U.S. unexpectedly fell to 2.6%, with the expectations being at 3.1%. Came in way under expectations. Very, very interesting. What changed at first glance looks like the best inflation reports in years. 40 basis point drop in headline and core inflation is one of the largest year-on-year declines since 23. And this comes as core inflation was expected to increase. Last month, the U.S. canceled the October CPI inflation report, cited lapse in appropriations, which prevented data from being collected during government shutdown. Why it's important means the BLS had to make tons of assumptions for last month's data. As shown below, the inflation components for October are almost entirely blank. Interesting. This means month-over-month changes are not computable. One of the biggest assumptions appears to be on the shelter side of the equation. The BLS just assumed shelter inflation was 0% for the month. As shown below, this led to a massive decline in shelter inflation. In fact, we saw the largest 2-month net decline in shelter inflation since the pandemic. Could this be accurate? Of course, the housing market has been softening, but has also drawn some speculation. On the flip side, housing has been the largest factor in recent headline increases in inflation. As shown below, the decline in shelter inflation continues to align with the broader trends since 2023. It also aligns more closely with third-party inflation metrics. Meanwhile, oil prices have declined to their lowest level since February 21. Very interesting. Since Inauguration Day, oil barrel prices are now down $25. President Trump continues to reiterate that his goal for the gas prices to fall back below $2 per gallon for the first time since 2020. If the trend is confirmed, this is a massive move in the right direction. Disinflation will be in full swing, and the Fed can entirely focus on the labor market. The unemployment rate is up to 4.6%, the highest since 2021. The labor market needs rate cuts. Now, there's problems with the data, okay? Problems with the data. That's not good. However, CPI, data problems or not, is showing that inflation is not a big problem right now. Maybe we get better data next month that shows inflation's roaring back. And we go from 2.7 up to, or was it 2.6, up to 3.1 or something next month. That could always happen when we get more data coming in, okay? Now, here's the deal. Labor market keeps weakening. This makes it more likely that the Fed's going to have to cut again at the next meeting. Currently, prediction markets are saying that it's not the most likely scenario, but still a very real possibility. Lark, I'm a dentist. My dream of retirement was in my crypto bags. I'm down 90%. Scott, fuck. Look, one, you got nice cash income. You're a dentist. That's great. It's a good real world skill. Obviously, people, teeth, they've all got them. So that's positive, okay? I don't know what crypto bags you're holding, assuming a whole shit ton of altcoins. It has been absolutely a brutal year for altcoins, okay? I hope that you're in ones that are halfway decent. They'll be the best chance of recovery later on. I hope you did not go all in. Remember what we're saying with crypto, never invest more than you can afford to lose. And yet everybody seems to put all their money into the crypto basket. You know, crypto is a great game to play in the right times, and we do enjoy playing that game. But I buy stocks. I love stocks. They're way less volatile, way less crazy, man. And if you are going to be doing the crypto game, it's always good to have the core of the less volatile assets, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, or Solana, right? Anyway, food for thought. This is all good. This is all positive stuff on the inflation news here. My dream retirement is Tesla. Let's go. Tesla to $1,000. Probably more. And they bring out those humanoid robots, man. Also, jobless claims in yesterday within expectations. So no surprises there, which is good. Bank of Japan, of course, that was the big worry of the week. Bank of Japan has raised its benchmark interest rate to the highest level in 30 years. Now, just before that announcement, Bitcoin went down to $84,000, $83,000, something like that. Bounced back pretty hard. Immediately after that, typical central bank interest rate malarkey in the charts, okay? Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda said policy board unanimously decided to increase the rates by 0.25% up to 0.75%, citing growing confidence in the economic outlook. Shortly after the statement, the yen weakened to around 156 per dollar, indicating the market had fully priced in the rate hike. We knew this was coming. The market largely had priced in what was coming, okay? Maybe not such a big deal. Maybe it was a sell the rumor, buy the news kind of event. Gold's still ripping. Gold's still calling bullshit on everything happening in the global economy. Very interesting. Gold to the moon. Where's our digital gold at, man? Bitcoin, come on. You're letting us down here, buddy. You're letting the old boomer rock steal the thunder here, buddy. James Easton with this one. Bitcoin 14-day RSI, currently the lowest it has been for the entire cycle, basically flatlined at 0 right now. That's actually pretty crazy. And you can see the previous times when we got down to these readings, often here, of course, you can see a lot of volatility within that, but would then lead a few weeks later to a price reversal, similar here in March as well. The problem, if you look back to 2022, we got that kind of reading, but then it still took 6 months or so before we reach the actual bottom. So just food for thought there for you. Shardy B bounced off the EMA again. Fifth time's a charm. Fifth time's a charm, guys. We're going to get it. We're going to get it one of these days. Holy cow. Last cycle, Bitcoin did not top on the first 5,200 EMA bearish crossover. It still went on to make new all-time highs later on. Referring back here to the July sell-off, which also I think was, if I remember correctly, that was also some China FUD. I know we haven't talked as much about the China stuff. Everyone's worried about, well, the job markets and the Fed and the Bank of Japan, but also, like we shared yesterday, the China story is very, very relevant, where China's banning Bitcoin mining again, and Chinese OG whales and Chinese miners have been selling off their stack. Yeah. Interestingly, Mr. Crypto sharing this, Bitfinex whales still positioned massively long, still going long. When those Bitfinex whale positions start unwinding, that's when we should start paying attention again. But so far, they are, again, these are some of the richest, biggest impact whales trade over on Bitfinex, okay? These guys, Bitfinex OG exchange, man, these guys have been trading over there for years, right? The Bitfinex whales, that's Tether money over there too, right? The Bitfinex whales remain positioned for upside. They still believe the upside is coming in the market, okay? Just FYI. Will the Bitfinex whales be wrong this time? They always can be. They're just whales after all. They're not fortune tellers, but they have a pretty high hit rate. Let's put it that way. Crypto elites with the hopium chart that you need. Okay, I know, we're in a bear market. I understand we're underneath the 50-week and the monthly MACD is rolling over and all the bad things are happening at the same time. But this is the hopium chart for you here, okay? All of this has just been a retest of this massive line right here. Second retest, actually. And that second retest could actually then be the move that takes us higher into 2026 before, of course, then rolling over and taking us back down to like 50K or something like that. Interesting. Sam and Sam, quoting Larry Fink here, Bitcoin is heavily influenced by leveraged players. He says, once the system has been flushed to leveraged players, Larry Fink is referring to starting December 26th, almost $24 billion. It's Boxing Day. It's next Friday, okay? Friday next week, $24 billion in Bitcoin options expire. The foot will be released off the hose pipe, normal volatility resume, and we pick up where we left off before the 10-10 glitch. Oh, and you won't hear another damn thing about quantum. That'd be hilarious, of course. All going according to plan. This and just went from this guy, David. He says the $415 million gamma flush by the next 8 days define the cycle. The narrative isn't just about tomorrow. We're staring down the barrel of a double-barrel liquidity event that will wipe out 67% of the entire derivatives board clean by December 26th. Bitcoin's trading at $88,000, that's or whatever's trading from time, deep in the minus 25% value zone. The spring is coiled, but two massive structural weights are holding the lid down. Here's the quantitative roadmap for the next 8 days. The spark. Tomorrow, December 19th, $128 million in gamma expires, 21% of the total. This is the appetizer. It removes the immediate suppression, pinning us below 90K. Watch the 90K flip level. If we clear this, the intraday shackles fall off. The floodgate next Friday, $287 million expires. The magnitude, this is the main event, is staggering 46.2% of all dealer gamma exposure sits on this single date. This is nearly 2.5x larger than tomorrow's expire. This is the boss level ceiling. Dealers have a $250 million incentive to keep volatility crushed and price pinned 85 to 90K through Christmas to harvest this premium. The gamma flush thesis. When you combine these two dates, $415 million of gamma, 2/3 of the entire market structure evaporates in the next 8 days. The market is fighting through thick mud. Every rally is sold by dealers, hedging that massive 287 million book. Expect max pain chop after December 26th. The mud dries up. The suppression mechanism is gone. The power law gravity to 118K takes over with the dealer counter flow. We are in a clearing window. The price action might feel frustrating, pinned between 85 and 90K for the next week as dealers defend that 26th December stockpile, but this is a trap for the impatient bears. Interesting. Yesterday, we had $161 million in outflows from Bitcoin ETFs. Not a massive day, but they weren't buying either. Price of Bitcoin has defended approximately, we did wick a little bit under, the bottom side of the bear flag, okay? Nice pump today. We're up to $88,219 after getting down to $84.5 in overnight trading. We have the potential brewing up here for a bullish MACD crossover with also the potential, as you can see here, RSI trying to break out here on the daily back in the right direction. 20-day EMA is around $90,000. A $90,000 daily close gets us back above the 20-day EMA. A $92,000 daily close gets us back above the downtrend line. That's how close we are. Okay, here's the downtrend line been in effect since the all-time high. $92,000 would be the first break above that line. Now, problem, okay? Problem, short term. If you're going to get rejected, you're going to get rejected here at 89,000 at the 20-day EMA, or you're going to get rejected here at 91,000 at the downtrend line. These are two very clear, critical, and crucial rejection levels. Okay, to be very clear. Get above those levels, things start looking a bit constructive, at least for a move back up to the top of the bear flag, which is around $96,000, $97,000 right now. But we are not out of the woods in that situation. That's the problem. We're not out of the woods yet. Still in the woods. Still in the woods. Because until we get above this bear flag structure, market's not going to believe it. Think about it. Market will not believe it. So once we get over the bear flag structure, which then brings us up to the next critical level, the 50-week EMA, which is around $100,000. If we get over $100,000, that's when things start getting really interesting. That's when we start talking about a bear market and start talking about potential for real recovery into Q1, Q2. That's a long way away, though. That's another $12,000 of price up. And then, of course, the problem is as we get closer to rejection level here, rejection level here, rejection level here, rejection level here, 4 key rejection levels on the way up. Then we get up to the 50-week, and that's still another key rejection level. But if you can get over that damn 50-week with a decent close, well, then we have something to talk about. Then we might be going in the right direction. Things may finally be tipping in favor of the bulls. But until then, damn, the bears have a lot of ammunition on the way up to that. Okay. And as we've seen, every decent rally gets disgustingly sold down almost every gosh darn time. Currently long on Solana. The stop loss here is pretty tight because I just do not trust the market and what's going on here right now. Target on this one, just a short one at 140 bucks. 140 bucks. Yep, 140 bucks. Let's see what happens. If we get that or not, very small loss if we do get stopped out on it. But like I said, I'm not trusting the market right now. But felt like a decent putt. So let's see what happens. If you want to join me trading over on BitUnix, of course, there's a link down below. You can get signed up, start trading over there, long the rips, short the dips. It's an exchange that's got your back. It's available to anyone, anywhere. Okay, they got the deep liquidity for trading all your favorite coins, whether it's Bitcoin, XRP, or Ethereum, Solana, dog coins, whatever you want to trade. And they have some insane deposit bonuses. Listen to this. Deposit $1,000, you get 200 back, 2,000, you get 400 back, 5,000, you get 700 back. In fact, you can go all the way up to like 50K, you get 5K back, 100K, you get 10K back. These are crazy deals, man. Won't last forever. Link down below. Go check it out. Thank you very much. So, Hunter Horsley, he is the CEO of Bitwise, said people have seen it in crypto dozens of times. Sharp drawdown, fear, new theories about why it's over, followed by bull runs and new highs. In fact, it even happened in 2025 once before. Q1 down, Q2 up, Q3 up. Yet people will nevertheless be surprised when crypto moves higher in Q1. A tale as old as time. Hunter is not on the 4-year cycle bandwagon. He's on the extended cycle bandwagon. My man, my man. Arthur Hayes saying it's time to go shopping. Don't fight the Fed. Don't fight the Fed. One of the key maxims in investing. Don't fight the Fed. The 4-year cyclists, they have got the charts on their side right now, man. 100%. Lost the 50-week, monthly MACD trending down. Charts look like a giant pile of dog crap. I get it. I get it. Here's the deal, though. You're fighting the Fed because the Fed is entering into a massive easing cycle. QT's ended. They're already starting to buy back $40 billion a month in short-term treasuries. It's not quantitative easing. It's reserve management. The effect's the same. Okay. Arthur says, so response to this guy from Joe here. Anyway, say rate cuts after long pauses have been bullish for stocks. Expansion of reserves have been bullish for stocks. Financial conditions show low stress. No FOMC participant had a rate hike as the base case for 2026. Everything points to easier financial conditions in 2026. There you go. Arthur says, we are loading up on high quality shit coins. My man, only the best shit for Arthur. Don't want to buy any of those bad quality shit coins, guys. Just the good quality ones. Tom from Delphi Ventures. Okay. He said, my thesis is simple. Crypto's fundamental progress, Wall Street regulatory protocols, all of it is very strong. We're working through a one-time disastrous 1010 liquidation event that broke the market. It's very, very true. 1010 fucked us up really bad. Okay. Remember, it usually takes about 90 days to clear out from one of these leverage crashes like we just had. That's 3 weeks away. 90 days will be 3 weeks away. Okay. Seems like a long time ago. It was 2 months and a week ago that all this crap happened. Well, we are now about 3 weeks away from how long it usually would take for this kind of thing to clear out. Okay. Jesse Eccles says, to say it as simple as possible, 2025 has been brutal. It was front-loaded pain in every single way possible, from tariffs to geopolitical tensions to policy mayhem and everything between. 2026 is structurally the opposite. They want an economic boom and are pouring as much gasoline on the fire as they can. It's not even 2026. We've already gotten 3 rate cuts, QTs over, balance sheet expansion, tariff reduction, stimulus checks. Trump and Dissent can't stop talking about how 2026 will be a huge economic boom. All the things they're going to do. They have switched playbooks to midterm mode. They understand the assignment. Next year, we have the market structure bill, the ESLR, more rate cuts coming, 75% odds of much bigger batch of stimulus checks. 5-year cycle. 5-year cycle, guys. Raoul Powell says, when I distill down, they didn't put his chart up here. He says, when I distill down October 10th, I get to this. Binance broke, the world's largest exchange. The API shut down for the market makers. Everyone got liquidated. Most market makers not able to backstop liquidity. Is spread across exchanges. Those exchanges that have their own market makers or the ability to backstop prices probably absorbed a huge amount of liquidation in small caps and majors. Someone had to step in. The equity flash crash in 2010 was similar to that inventory, much like on large market making desk or program trading desk, and equities had to be unwound to reduce the extra risk they took on. There has been tens of billions of backstop liquidity to unwind. Some at huge losses, some at amazing profits. It's not market manipulation. If there was any, It was in the backstopping of prices when the market makers couldn't due to technical issues. This is where we're seeing today, in my mind. Those that backstop the liquidity need to de-risk. In program trading, we would see them every day, liquidations to average out over time and reduce the impact as much as possible. Things are not liquid right now, so it has a large amount. Year-end audits and market liquidity constraints around year-end mean that a lot needs to get finished now. Okay, next 10-day period. Next 10-day period. We're almost out, guys. We almost got the end of year selling done. Raul is full of it. Well, look, Raul has a lot of good points, and he's a macro guy. Okay, I've got a lot of respect for the work that Raul and his crew do. You don't have to agree with everything, but the macro, again, we've talked about this. We share a lot of different analyst takes on this. The macro tells one story, the technicals tell another right now. Okay. Lorenzo, USDT dominance, 3-day RSI. 3-day RSI doing exactly what it has done in all previous corrections. It has just printed a backside trend retest with a bearish divergence. If that's the case, then that means USDT dominance is going to fall, which then is good for risk assets. Interesting. ETH grinding up back into, of course, the danger zone. Pretty strong sell-off last couple days on ETH, got down to $2,700. Here's the deal, though. Right now, we are back at the resistance line. Well, what was the support line? Now the resistance line of the bear flag. It's a problem zone. Get back above that. Okay, fantastic. Then we have to deal with the 20-day. Then we have to deal with the downtrend line and the 50-day. Then we have to deal with the top of the bear flag and the 200-day. Lots of places where the bears can screw us up, man. But hey, nice candle day, good pump. Let's see. You can see the MACD curling back around, potential bullish crossover the next couple days here as well. Okay, so let's see how that plays out. Curb.Sol. Solana ETFs have the highest net inflows of all crypto ETFs, about $64 million in the past 7 days. Now, $64 million may not sound like a lot of money, but you have to understand, okay, what's Solana worth today? 100 billion, $80 billion, whatever. So at $80 billion, it is worth let's just say 1/20th of Bitcoin. So that'd be the equivalent of $1 billion plus inflow week for Bitcoin. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. Let's put it that way. Solana daily RSI bullish divergence has historically been a solid bottom signal. Right now, we're painting the 5th daily RSI bullish divergence. Interesting. Solana back at 125, of course. Now, my long is relatively contrarian right now. It's more just a vibe long, which those don't always tend to work out super well. But it's kind of a vibe long right now, just based on like, man, people are getting way too pessimistic out here. We're at least due for a little relief bounce at some point, aren't we? Price of Solana has come back up. Of course, you can see the support we had here, 1, 2, 3 touches. That was lost. And now we are grinding the price into what was once support, now acting as resistance. The descending channel gets broken if Solana can get above $135. That would be a pretty significant change for Solana, okay? Let's see. Fear remains high. Any tiny wobble in the equity market tends to send crypto absolutely plummeting every damn time. Super trades, sentiment is improving for stocks, not crypto. No, there's no positive sentiment in crypto right now, but a few green candles will solve everybody's emotional issues. Anyway, sentiment's improving for the first time in over a year. AAII bulls exceeded 44% for 3 weeks straight. This tends to happen 6 to 12 months after a major market crash, the tariff crash. SPX was up 6 months later. Every time that has happened, every time, average gain of 10%. That would, of course, then line up with market calls from like Tom Lee or Mike Wilson, who are saying they expect the S&P 500 to get up to 7,800 next year. Market stats, breadth is not weak. The S&P 500 fell more than 1% yesterday, despite more than 2% of its stocks hitting 52-week highs and none hitting 52-week lows. Historically, similar instances saw the S&P 500 rally 34 out of 39 times 2 months later, with an average gain of 4.45%. Not bad odds. Not bad odds, man. SPX yesterday closed back above the 50-day here, but still was a red candle on the day. NASDAQ looking relatively similar. Pre-markets are putting it just back above the 50-day. So stocks are in a downtrend currently. How long that lasts for is anybody's guess, but there you go. Guys, we're not joined up to the inner circle yet. Check it out. Look, investing's hard. I get it. Helps if we have a community of people who have your back. Okay, people to share ideas with, people to ask questions to, people to get support from. That's what me and the team do. That's what our engaged community of investors and traders do. You also get access to our free trading course. Well, it's not a free trading course. It's actually a $299 trading course. We're giving it to you for free if you sign up for the inner circle. We got weekly altcoin reports, so the hot trending coins of the week. You want to know what they're all about? We're giving it to you. No bullshit. Are they decent? Is it anything worth your time or energy to look at? We're letting you know. Weekly stock reports. I'm going to share some highlights from the Rocket Labs report for this week, actually. Plus regular trading steps. These are actionable ideas for stocks, for crypto, for metals, long and short trades. Okay. Check it out. It's about $50 a month for the inner circle, but it's insane value. Honestly, we've got Twitter feeds, meme coin calls, prediction markets, macro signals. It's absolutely insane the value you get. Plus, you get a 7-day free trial. So, you don't have anything to lose there. Okay, I want to get you just do a quick view of this. This is the kind of reports that you get when you sign up for the inner circle. Okay, this is our report for Rocket Lab this week. By the way, I own Rocket Lab. I bought a bunch of it back in the April tariff crash. Should have bought more. Gosh darn it. It's been doing pretty well. Anyway, Rocket Lab, super, super interesting company. Okay, Rocket Labs builds and launches rockets. Yes, it's in the name, guys. It's a Kiwi company, actually. New Zealand. Space companies are so cool, man. Anyway, here's the rocket launch service. Again, these are the kind of stuff you're going to get in the report here. The different verticals, why it matters, market cap valuations, context, the bull case here, of course, proven rocket launches, execution, defensible small launch niche, vertical integration equals higher revenue. There, of course, are weaknesses too. We give you guys the full picture here so you can make the best decisions. Different analyst views about where the stock could be going. Key takeaways here. Bottom line, Rocket Labs setting a rare middle ground, no longer speculative, but not yet fully proven compounder. It offers credible exposure to the growing space economy through a focused, small payload niche, strong execution, manufacturing-driven built approach around 3D printing. Long-term upside hinges on sustained execution and Neutron success. Near-term performance likely driven by momentum and defense-related milestones rather than fundamentals alone. Anyway, these are the kind of reports you get every single week. Every week, okay? Check this out. Donald Trump just signed an executive order ensuring American space superiority. Bullish for the sector. Rocket Labs up 11%. ASTS, which is like a mobile communications space company, up 6%. Rocket Labs here, man, look at this. Topped out around the $70 range here. Came right back down, like a lot of the big hot names. This is one of the big hot names right now. Like a lot of the big hot names had a very significant pullback. I mean, there has been a huge amount of volatility in stocks recently. Look at this. This is a 50% pullback all the way back to the 200-day. But it's still a bull market. So it's a great buying opportunity for stocks. Should have bought more stocks, Lark. Should have bought more stocks. I always should feel like I should buy more. I've got a decent sized stock portfolio, don't get me wrong. But I always feel like, damn it, Lark, you should buy more stocks. Buy more stocks, man. Anyway, had a nice bounce back from the 200-day. Broke out. First retest here on the 20 and 50-day EMAs. EMAs once again stacked in the right direction. So uptrend more likely than not to continue. But the big testing point here is going to be getting over the $72 range of previous all-time highs. A breakout there. You can see it getting up to like $100 or something like that from a technical standpoint, right? Lunar, this is Intuitive Machine. This is another, of course, space company. This one has not had sort of the runaway virality. It did have, of course, a very nice run last year up to, what was that? Almost $30, $25. But this year has been mostly moving sideways. There's quite a few interesting public space companies out there that you can get exposure to right now, which I like. Tesla whales buying a ton of calls for a $650 strike. Let's effing go. Currently, Tesla is just teasing us here. The pre-markets are showing 488. The breakout point, okay, is going to be right around here. So you want to see a daily close probably around $500. Daily close around $500. That might be the go long signal here for Tesla. Now, if you're longing here, you're basically longing into the previous high resistance. So be careful around that. You might get a 20-day EMA retest in the not so distant future. That's probably an opportunity too if you think that it's going to break out. But $650 ain't a bad target, is it? Nope, not at all. Not at all, man. My Tesla stocks to the moon, baby. Let's go. Tesla, man, what a great company. You know, SpaceX, when it comes out, is going to be just wildly overvalued. But I will still be tempted to buy at least a little bit of it, you know, just to have some. But I won't go crazy on SpaceX when it comes out. $1.5 trillion valuation is a bit hard. Thanks to the guys at LAK3.io for the water. They dropped a bunch of water off yesterday. It's delicious. Water is delicious. Remember to hydrate in your life, guys. You can actually buy water from them. Straight from great places like Sembranché. You see here. Swiss water. Cheers. That's good water. It's very clean. Okay, anyway, you're not here for the water reviews. Lark, is the carry trade over? Look, the carry trade, I think, got largely priced in. You know, part of why we had such big volatility back in August last year was that it was largely a surprise to the market when we had the increase in interest rates from the Bank of Japan. People were saying, well, look, the last 3 times Bank of Japan increased rates, the market went down. But that's not correct. I mean, it is correct, but it's not correct. It's a lot of stuffing ideas together. In August last year, yes, that was the carry trade unwinding from the Bank of Japan, basically having a surprise rate hike and freaked everybody the fuck out. In January, the Bank of Japan also raised interest rates. But you really can't make the argument that the crash in the stock markets and the crypto markets came from that. Because it's also the exact same time that Donald Trump got into office and started all the tariff bullshit. So what do you think was more likely to happen? Anyway. So Japan carry trade, currently the market's saying it's not too worried about it. Let's put it that way. I think the Fed's going to set up swap lines. If the Bank of Japan needs to unload any U.S. debt, it's going to do it through the Fed. So again, I don't worry too much about these things right now. So I saw Lark's live stream at the Solana thing. It looked like he's almost 7 feet. It's because I was standing next to Peter from the House of Crypto. Peter's not short. He's just a normal sized dude. Okay. Shout out Peter, House of Crypto. Great channel if you're not already following Peter. Anyway, but I'm just pretty tall, but I'm not that tall. I'm not 7 feet. About 6 foot, 6 foot 2 inches, I think. Anyway. Water reviews make me less depressed in crypto charts. Well, good, because I don't just have this beautiful Sembranché water. They also have I think they dropped off some of that Sardinian water again. Dude, they got a whole box of water out there. I don't know. Have fun digging through that and checking out all the goods, man. You know, loves some good water. Swiss tap water designed for foreigners in mind. Thank you, Switzerland. Worst investment mistake in my life. I FOMO'd in at $23 for Avalanche. Man, Avalanche has been a tricky one. In theory, Avalanche should be doing really, really well. It's got actually pretty good stats, but just, man, the market just has not cared about it. And there's been very little demand for AVAX. And that's kind of evidenced by the fact that when they started the digital asset treasuries for Avalanche, it was all funded by OTC sales direct from the Avalanche Foundation, because they got all this AVAX sitting there. They can't sell on the open market without absolutely destroying the price. So they OTC'd it. The digital asset treasury companies, they got their exit liquidity on that. And the digital asset treasury companies are the ones that end up holding the bag. It's a worrying sign. Good network. I've used Avalanche many a time, but just there's not as much to do over there. It's not as exciting as like Solana or something like that. Swiss water and glass. Somebody's rich. Guys. But is your fridge running? Man, those were the days when you could make prank calls to people on the telephone because there was no *69. There was no, now you just call somebody and the number's there on your phone. Back in the day, you just call somebody up. Those are Wild West times, man. Like, hey, is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it. That'll end in the mid-90s. *69. Come on. Yeah, B Creed. We read that. We read out that exact tweet from Raoul. So, but that's what we've been saying. There was somebody got carried out on a stretcher. Multiple people got carried out on stretchers from the 1010 crash, and we are still dealing with the ghosts of that in the market. Like we said, when the crash happened, it usually takes around 90 days for all this shit to sort itself out. You look like you're 5'7". It's the camera. You don't see the bottom half of me. Plus, there's no reference point. Did you say you're only 62 inches tall? I'm 6 foot 2 inches. It's 192 centimeters or whatever. I don't know. Depends on the day, I guess. How beaten down by the markets I am. Oh, I'm 6'1" today. Nutty histories. What is your channel about? Nutty histories. The history of nuts. Fantastic. Anyway. Look. The bearish case is that we are currently in a bear flag for Bitcoin. That bear flag is going to break down. The technical target of that bear flag is like 60K, which is also the 200-week moving average. So that would be the bear target. Okay. You're seeing some pretty lowball figures start to come out from bear. I mean, I even see people being like, it's going back to 3K. It's going to 5K. It's going to 10K. Tell me where Bitcoin hurts you guys. Anyway, if we have further descent into bear market madness, then 60K at the 200-week probably makes a relatively decent place to be watching out for. But there's also, I think, a lot to say that on the other side. Okay, we are in a bear market until proven otherwise. Like I said, we got to go over 100K. But there's a lot of catalysts that could easily bring us back up over that. Okay, we're not that far away, but we also feel like we're very far away. It's a very weird time in the market. Hydrate. I'm getting a double hernia surgery soon. How long did it take you to fully recover? Just now, I feel like I'm fully recovered, or mostly anyway. I'm like 99% of the way there, 98% maybe. Took a while. 2.5 months, basically. So look, the most of your recovery is going to be done in like 3 or 4 weeks. You'll be feeling pretty back to normal, but you're not going to be able to like go lift weights or do like heavy work or anything like that. If you're like a dude who moves cement blocks all day for your life, yeah, you're going to have to find something else to do for a few months. Lark, I know you're in Dubai, but how often do you see Christmas decorations when you're out and about? Well, quite a few of our neighbors' houses are decorated for Christmas. The local park's got a bunch of stars and stuff up all over the place. The mall's got Christmas decorations, all that kind of stuff. We need Haruto Brid. We need more pain before the pump. My man. My man. I worry about you. How much more pain do we need? It's been nothing but pain for months on end. It was actually basically nothing but pain up until 1010 because we had diverged from the stock market pump 6 weeks beforehand or something like that. So we've been in pain for 3 or 4 months now for Bitcoin and the big altcoins like ETH and Solana. If you've been a regular altcoin bag holder, you've been in pain since late 2024, at least. Yeah. Yeah, FOMOed into AVAX to 50 cents pre-sale. Wow, that's a good time to get in, isn't it? If you've been holding it since 50 cents, staking it, chilling, it's a very different perspective. I'm from Switzerland. Nice. I appreciate your water. Crypto Sarah Dubai, what is up? What is up? We need to do a meetup in Dubai sometime. I know some of you guys are over here in Dubai. We got to do a meetup one of these times. Lark, the pump fund lawsuit actually makes me more bullish for Solana. They extract so much Solana. I hope they get shut down. Guess it'd be bad for my pump bags if that happens, but I suppose Solana going to $600-$700 to make up for the losses. It's fine. We'll have to see how it turns out. You know, I don't know. It's going to be a while before we get a resolution to the pump fund lawsuit. Has he covered Cardano and selling bathwater yet? Nope. No, we're going to try to avoid those topics today. Hey, Steve, what's up, man? Appreciate the stream. Somehow usually wake up in time for them. Morning. Good morning. Sue's sleeping in. New York pumping or dump today. Gosh, it feels like they just dump everything every day. You know, get rallies up until about 10 a.m. New York time, and then somebody just dump everything. Thoughts on the Internet Computer Protocol? I know some people really like it. It's never really tickled my fancy particularly. It's another alt layer one. Maybe they get the adoption. Maybe they get the AI stuff clicking again and they take off, but Bust out the measuring tape next live streams. Put the height. Do I have one here? I don't think that I do. Got one somewhere. You guys are funny. I got into Link around 20 cents. Still frustrating to see it at $20 in 2020 and still under at 5. Yeah, I know. But hey, still up, man. Still up. Someone told me that if you pick bottoms, you get smelly fingers. Oh, boy. Keep them coming, guys. If a relief rally comes, sell. Don't round trip your bags for another 4 years. There's a very good case to be made that if we get the relief rally up to 100K BTC, which is going to bring a lot of the altcoin bags up with them, right? That if we get that rally up there, that'll be the place to sell. And I think a lot of people will be aiming to sell that rally. That'll be the kiss of death on the 50-week EMA on the underside. Problem is, if the weekly closes above 100K, could be back. At the very least, you then have a pretty, let's say the weekly closes that week, whenever that happens, 104K. Well, then you have a pretty solid line to watch out for. You lose a 50-week again, get out. If you don't, maybe there's something there. Maybe the 4-year cycle really gets broken and we have a 5-year cycle this time. God, there's a lot of evidence to say that we could. A lot of evidence that we do not have. Back when Suzu from Three Arrows Capital was screaming, super cycle's here, baby. Back in 21, the macro didn't actually support that. Macro was changing, right? Macro was changing to tightening. Rate hikes. Bad. Complete opposite situation right now, okay? Don't fight the Fed, right? Me calling for 100K BTC back in 21 was me fighting the Fed. Now, maybe I'll be wrong again, horrifically so. Every time. Anyway, maybe I'll be wrong again, and this was the time to not fight the Fed, or to fight the Fed. This was the time to fight the Fed. That the Fed going into an easing cycle is wrong. You know, get out of the markets. Who cares about the rate cuts? Who cares about the QE that's not QE? It's all wrong. Fight the Fed. Screw the Fed. Maybe. We're going to find out. Stone Photography. I appreciate you, man. Everyone who hasn't liked the stream yet, get it out. Yep, got it. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Camel racing. I have not been to any camel races, although apparently camels are faster than horses, man. You wouldn't think it looking at them. They got those big, funny, long legs, but those things cook, man. Camels, man. It's a great place out here where you can go for kind of an evening dinner experience. And they have camels can ride. It's called Sonara Desert Camp. Been out there like 5 or 6 times now. You know, birthdays or when friends come to town or whatever, take them out there. There's a lot of fun. You do like sandboarding, falcon shows, camel riding, all that fun kind of stuff. Great experience if you're in Dubai. It's about an hour outside of town, gets you out of the city and into like the desert. It's kind of cool. Check. You know what? Let's check out Charles's midnight night USD OKX. Still cooking, man. Still cooking. Hey, shout out to anybody who believed in Night and bought this big fat dip down here to 4 cents. Night is still cooking. Okay, Charles coin number 2. Uptrend remains intact. Cardano, I mean, poor Cardano, man, just left by the wayside. Somewhere, very small violins playing for all the Cardano holders is. This becomes the new beard coin 2.0, guys. But jokes aside, but the chart's looking really good, so that's fantastic. Catching the falling knife of a falling knife, buying the dip of the dip of the dip of the dip. My girlfriend sat with me in other news. No worries about sending me that 10K back. I got you, Mark. Solana was $116 last night. I think it goes below 100 at some point. I'm just going to keep buying. Just going to keep buying. Try the camel milk lark. I'm gonna stick to my my soy milk, guys. I don't know about camel milk personally. Heaps of camels running around the deserts of Australia. Maybe we should start a racing camel export business. Here we go. Somebody jazz mats. Horse speed 55 miles per hour for thoroughbreds. Average sprint speed around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Camel top speed around 40. Endurance can sustain 25 miles per hour for hours, making them excellent for long desert travel. Horse wins a short sprint. Camel wins a marathon. You are correct. Horses are faster. Still pretty fast camels, though. Solana went to $8 last bear market. I had to wait for 40. The IRS will use AI to dox crypto users. You know where they're going to get you. You're on and off ramps. Cash out through Coinbase. Well, they all have to share information with the IRS, and basically every tax agency everywhere is getting exchanges to share information with them. How about just pay your taxes? I always just paid my taxes. They're annoying. They're super annoying. Oh, the amount of money flushed down the toilet on taxes. Oh, but Lark, you're support. I know. I've paid multiple lifetimes of taxes back in New Zealand, and the country just kept getting worse. More homeless people on the streets, more violent crime, more infrastructure projects being shut down. Yeah. Come to Dubai. No taxes, Habibi. Sell all the crypto you want. No taxes. It's amazing. Anyway, thoughts on Xano. I have no idea what Xano is. There's a lot of privacy coins out there that are doing gosh knows what. I have no idea, to be honest. Some of these, look, there's a few privacy coins at the top. Zcash, which Monero, Monero. Think about this. Zcash founder is meeting with regulators to talk about whatever regulatory stuff. Monero, by contrast, has a bounty out from the who is it? Let's just say the CIA, one of those three-letter organizations. They've had a bounty out on breaking Monero for years. No one's ever claimed it. Which privacy coin would you rather use? The one that's meeting with regulators or the one that cannot be broken by regulators? Anyway, food for thought. Different story. I have no idea what Xano is. There's so many different privacy coins out there. What it comes down to, will anybody else give a fuck about your coin? Will anybody else use it? Will anybody else adopt it? Will it have any kind of relevance beyond some short pump in the market? Can it actually be a tool for you? The reason why something like Zcash or Monero remains relevant is because they do have broad adoption. Okay, maybe Xano's, I don't know, gonna go to the moon. Who the heck knows? But I have no idea about it. I've seen a lot of privacy coins come and go in my day. A lot. Privacy is not a new narrative. Might seem new, but it's not. We've done privacy coins every single market cycle. And every single market cycle, there's just a couple of coins at the top that tend to do well. And there was a whole bunch of competitors promising them stars and the moon that tend not to do fuck all. I did once hold Cardano, a shit ton of it. Sold it for 50x. Drank a glass of soy milk afterwards. It was glorious. Oh, boy. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Felt good to get out of the rain. Just pay your taxes or move to Dubai. One or the other, guys. One or the other. Oh, gosh, we're almost up time. Okay, one or two more here as we'll finish up for today. Avantis. Woo, doggy. Avantis. I haven't heard that. That's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. It was so popular a few months ago. Let's see what Avantis is doing. I have no idea. I've not looked at it in a while here. Hey, Avantis fans. It is down only for Avantis. It's not Avantis' fault. Every other coin's been down only too. We had a brief moment here where we're trying to get back with the 20-day. And then, of course, the market forces turned against us, but it has been steadily in a hardcore downtrend for a while here. So if you believe that this is the perp dex of base and that it's going to bounce back with a vengeance, it's literally back to pre-pump prices. I remember the first time I heard somebody on X talking about this, and the price was like right here. Well, it's back there, guys. Went down to 22 cents yesterday. It's 25 cents currently. If you think that Avantis is going to do something at some point, it's probably at a value right now. Currently at a downtrend. You're buying it at a downtrend without a confirmation of reversal. Should I dollar cost average into Solana now or wait for confirmations? Look, up to you. At the end of the day, I've been dollar cost averaging into Solana because I think it's got long-term potential. All this pump fund lawsuit bullshit, that'll blow over. I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I personally have just been dollar cost averaging in, but I've had a position. I'm currently underwater on that position, so take that for what you will. Dubai is an amazing city, building all the time. Dateline had an hour-long special on all the arenas and stadiums. Dubai is crazy. It's crazy when you look around and see the amount of stuff they're building, and you see the amount of enthusiasm and inspiration. Like, it's an amazing place to be because everybody who comes to Dubai, right? You got all these entrepreneurs and business people and stuff coming here. You're around a lot of people like you, if that's the kind of person you are, like an entrepreneur, business person, social media content person, investor, whatever it might be. Those people are over the place here. It's a really cool community of people to be around, app builders, all kinds of stuff, right? Plus the sheikhs, they got the idea, man. They know what they want to do and they just execute on it. They don't have to, look at New Zealand. Great example. New Zealand had, we have, two main islands in New Zealand, right? North and South Island. And there's no bridge for a variety of reasons. They could probably build a bridge, but that would require political leadership and courage. And a vision for the future. Anyway, the ferries, the run between the islands, are like 50 years old, and they keep breaking down in this Cook Strait, which is one of the roughest stretches of water on the planet. And so we had previous government ordered some new ferries. Fair play, probably needs some new ferries. New government comes in and said, nah, we don't need that shit, send them back. Whereas in Dubai, they're like, how can we build the best city in the world? How can we build the city of the future where everybody from everywhere wants to come and bring their money and their talent and their skills? Whereas in New Zealand, it's like, how can we be as mediocre as possible? I feel like that's the political, not the people, obviously, but the political regime in New Zealand feels very much like that. Anyway, we're getting off on a tangent here. Why not Thailand? Thailand's cool too, man. Big Thailand fan. Like Dubai, though. Dubai's a hot spot. Saw Lark Davis on Grindr, and you didn't swipe right or whatever the thing is. I am offended. Oh boy. It's great. You're an ambassador for water. Water's great, guys. Water's great. Nobody talks about Thailand. Thailand's guys. I spent a lot of time in Thailand as a younger man. It's a lot of fun. So much partying. There's a lot of crypto people out in Thailand, actually, a lot, and they do have some pretty favorable situations for taxes and stuff like that. But just there's a variety of reasons why Dubai over everywhere else really, really works for me and my family right now. Thailand's not a bad option. I could see a situation where I would go to Thailand, but that's not our current life. We are in a bear market. True. Until proven otherwise, we are in a bear market. Till we get back over that 50 week, we have a big fat bear flag to keep us concerned. Can't wait until I'm rich and retired and watching you without getting ready for work. My man. My man. Will Dubai exist in 50 years? Yes. Climate change, all that stuff. You know what? Dubai is going to be fine. I would not worry about that. Anyway, we're going to finish up there. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your time. It's Friday, so have a good weekend. Get your Christmas shopping and stuff done, okay? We're going to be back on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week with streams. Thursday's Christmas, no streams. Friday's Boxing Day, also no streams. So we got 3 streams next week, but I hope to see you guys there for those. Markets never sleep, of course. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a Christmas surprise here. Santa Claus, can you not nuke Bitcoin down to 60K over Christmas? That'd be fantastic. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I'll see you back on Monday.